Okay, we are going to start our morning practice. Please find a comfortable posture. Keep your back straight. Gently close your eyes. Take few deep, long breaths and relax your whole body. Please do it 3 times. Now send your loving thoughts towards yourself, thinking, I am well, I am happy, I am peaceful. If you know how to love yourself, it is much easier for you to love others. World is too big for you to focus, but your inner world is a perfect size. Now send your loving thoughts towards your family. May all of my family members be well, be happy, be peaceful. Now send your loving thoughts towards whole world. May all living beings be well, be happy, be peaceful. Now slowly turn your attention to your breath. Every breath you take in, you take out is taken mindfully. Focus on your natural, ordinary breaths. If you are distracted by a thought or a feeling or a sensation, bring your attention back gently but firmly to the spot where you experience that subtle sensation of the breath. Sometimes meditation seems to be difficult because our concentration is not well developed. To climb a mountain, we need certain physical strength. first day of climbing is difficult. When we get used to it, climbing becomes much easier. Same with our meditation practice. Small steps, small practices. Better understanding. More insight. That is the process. No need to repress your thoughts. No need to control your thoughts. Let them come. Let them be, or let them go. In my time working with people, I see so many struggles with finding compassion after someone has hurt them or they have experienced systemic injustice. Becoming aware of breathing in, aware of breathing out. Notice the back and forth nature of your breath. Become aware of your body. Take a moment and scan from the top of your head to your feet, noticing and consciously releasing tensions. Now aware of your heart, visualize it opening, notice its tenderness. Aware of emotions without judgment, holding them in compassion, smiling, easing, releasing with your breath. Now begin to notice your own suffering of injustice. Be aware, notice how it manifests in the body, emotions. Hold this suffering in compassion. Ease this suffering with your breath. Be aware of this suffering as a pattern in the world. Think softly about how it affects so many people in the world. Hold gently the understanding of this pattern of suffering, offering compassion, send ease and wish for relief for the whole world. Notice the suffering of marginalized people. What are you aware of? See specific. Feel it in your body, in your emotions. Hold on to your open-hearted compassion and send ease and relief to the world. Now observe your mind, observe your body. Your body is relaxed, your mind is calm, tranquil and peaceful. Do meditation every day, even few minutes. Benefit for yourself and the benefit for the world. That is the purpose of your practice. Now we are going to chant. Today we are dedicating this chanting all the new people who came to the temple this morning. Please receive the blessing. Let's chant. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅඝaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi saṅඝaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi saṅඝaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Anicca-vata saṅkhārā Uppada-vaya dhammino Uppajjitva nirujjanti Tesaṃ upa samosukho Sabbe santa avera hontu Sabbe santa abhyapajya hontu Sabbe santa aniga hontu Sabbe santa sukhiyattanaṃ pariharantu mano pubbangama dhamma mano senta manomaya Manasace paduttena bhasati va karoti va tatonang dukkha manveti cakkang vavahato padang Mano pubbangama dhamma mano senta manomaya manasace pasannena bhasati va karoti va tatonang sukha manveti chayava anapayini. We believe
in generosity towards others. We believe the skillful noble path is marked by generosity. We believe generosity has many levels. Think generously, speak generously, act generously. We believe generosity is the heart of a spiritual practice, and this practice allows us to become more open, accepting, and forgiving. We believe extending generosity to ourselves and others is regulating communication, bringing joy, and nurturing spiritual community which is to come.
my wish.
May I become at all times both now and forever, a protector for those without protection, a guide for those who are lost or ready, a ship for those with an ocean to cross, a sanctuary for those in danger, a lamp for those without light, a place of refuge for those who have shelter, a servant to all in need. By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the unwise, only the wise, until the time I enter the light.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Happy to see you all. I think last 30 years, what I did every day, talking. Now I'm tired talking. Today I was thinking I'm going to do less talking. So I'm going to give you some jobs to do. I know Americans hates jobs. And so anyway, wherever we go, whatever we do, it's a job. We have to take the responsibility. We cannot run away. So my travel, working with people and teaching and sharing and thinking, I never find a place the world called peaceful. There is no such place. Rest of my life, I don't know how long I am going to live. I can search for this happiness. I never find somewhere outside the world. I'm really sure about it. I was searching that happiness with people, situation, countries. I was thinking the problem, when I was in Sri Lanka, I was thinking the problem is Sri Lanka. Then I was thinking, after I go to Australia, my life will be better. After I go to Australia, I felt terrible. Then I said, I was thinking, now Australia is the problem. Not me. I'm wonderful. I'm great. That's why I was overestimating myself. So then I was thinking maybe I had the opportunity to come to America. America is my happiness. So then I was so excited. I got the sponsor letter almost 30 years ago. Then I came here. I came to Michigan. Then I was thinking Michigan is a perfect place for me. Not at all. There is no peace for me. Then I was thinking that place doesn't work. That place is the problem, people is the problem, situation is are the problem. So I had to find my own way. Then I drove to Chicago. Now I'm here, started the Blue Lotus Temple. I was thinking, this temple, whatever I'm doing here, this is my happiness. This is my fulfillment. This is my achievement. I did a lot here, but I realized finally, this is not my happiness. But I'm happy what I'm doing. I'm so happy I help so many people. But my happiness is not this. My happiness is not this building. My happiness is not you. My happiness is what I create inside, how I process myself. That's my happiness. Now, these days, when people closely observe my practice, people think something wrong with me. Because according to them, I'm abnormal. But I think I'm supernormal. That's what I'm thinking myself. I'm not overestimating me, but sometimes people think, usual, unusual. I don't like both. Usual and unusual both are crazy. Right? If we can become a supernormal human beings, we are not belong to those usual and unusual situations. So therefore, what I am trying to do now, this difficult world, outside world, how I'm going to find my peace, my practice, my journey. So I'm thinking in that journey, I'm by myself. There is no my mother, there is no my father, there is no my people, my followers. They are not with me while I'm walking in this journey. It is, I have to go by myself. The day I came to this world, I came by myself. Now I live myself. And also one day I have to leave this world by myself. All other things I bring into my life in this existence, just short period of time. So I deeply understand this reality. Therefore, I feel even world is, see, I'm unusual, abnormal right now. I feel I'm so usual. I don't like the word, but I feel my life is so normal to me now. Because less expectation, doesn't matter even world is going upside down. I'm just enjoy my life. I'm not selfish. I care about other people. I care about all the things. I'm concerned what is happening in the world. But I know always my favorite quote is, world is too big for me to focus. My inner world is perfect size. Now people talk about the injustice. Do you think you ever find injustice, no injustice in this world, injustice-free world? I'm thinking we all are imperfect. Being in this imperfect world, we cannot look for injustice. Why we all do to each other. So every situation, everywhere, political situation, every experience we have in life, we have injustice because we all are imperfect. So what I am asking you today, sometime you are concerned about injustice in the world. How many times you are doing injustice to yourself, your own self? So my concern, can you stop that? Can you concern about that? So after practicing many years being a monk, what I realize, I can do very little influence to the world, but that influence is big, but it is very little. But more I practice, more I concern about my own journey, I can do more influence to the world. Because having so many weaknesses inside me, if I am trying to make this world better, you are going to be fail. Once Buddha said, if somebody is trying to make this world beautiful, he or she is going to be fail. So, are you ready to have that experience? I had it. Therefore, I am not trying to make it better world. I am trying to make my life better. My life better. Yesterday, one Sri Lankan newspaper, now I don't know, last 2 months, every week they are interviewing me. And I said to them, maybe people are tired with me now, reading all my articles. Then editor said, no, they love it. They keep asking you, your teaching, your experiences. Because I'm not in the box. I'm not very traditional. I'm thinking outside of the box. So people love to hear that. Then I said, I try my best to help. Then she said, we hear your heart more than your brain. Because I'm trying to put into myself and my own journey. So therefore, I don't want to talk so many things about the injustice. Last few days, I was thinking about it. I want to do something different today. I put into 7 facts you can practice. You can concern about. 2 people I need help. And so maybe give to each person. This is the gift for you. So, just pass it. Thank you, Tessa, helping me to do this. So there are 7 information. You can take it to your life. Now I am giving you some homework to do. So I know many of you practice at the Blue Lotus Temple so many years. Now this is the 21st year after we start the temple. I know some people are here 21 years. So practicing here. So that means your practicing is getting better. So what I'm asking you, take this piece of paper and keep somewhere you can see. Every day keep reading it. Now ask yourself, how many of them I have in my life? How many of them I have to focus in future on my life? Right now what I'm asking, I need 7 people. Raise your hand and read it loudly, then other people can hear it. Please, Resh. So first one, yeah. Yeah.
Number 1 is understand the depths of ignorance that exist in the world. Most of us feel many people around us don't do or believe things in the correct way. We also have to accept that people see us in the same way. Acknowledging that this is a natural part of life opens us up to acceptance of others, softening our emotional arousal.
Okay, understand? Let's make it, yeah.
Understand that ignorance is a human weakness.
All people live in ignorance to some degree. Deeply recognizing ignorance as a weakness, it allows us to practice compassion. It makes way for reasonable and logical actions.
Okay, good. Third, okay.
Seek the examples and teachings of wise people, consider them deeply, and strive to continue to educate yourself without being dogmatic.
Okay. Fourth.
If there is no immediate threat of harm, injury, or death, let time heal the issue. Time is the best healer.
Oh, we have to read a little bit more there. Yeah.
I chose a long one. Okay. No matter how much we feel we are correct, we cannot forcibly change the mind of another person. Hatred cannot be eased through violence and aggression, and until an ignorant person is pertinent and ready to learn, using our energy to fight with them is a waste.
Fifth. Okay.
The world is too big to change, but the inner world is the perfect size. Do you want to use that?
Yeah.
Much of the injustice we experience and witness causes turmoil for us. We carry the weight and burden of others' hate. Work hard again and again to develop and keep peace with you. No one can take it away.
Sixth.
Stand for justice and equality, but do so lovingly. When something escalates and is a danger, we have to do something. But that action has to be measured and wise. Our actions should be an example to others and result in effective change, not simply adding fuel to a fire.
Seventh.
Remember that compassion is not a weakness. Don't become a doormat. Hiss without poison. Sometimes doing nothing or remaining peaceful is the most difficult thing to do. Being compassionate and kind is an active practice, not a passive one.
Okay. I think everything is here. Now, go and practice. No need to have more discussion, right? So that's your homework. I give you 1 month to focus on these things. After 1 month later, after you are practicing 1 or 2, no need to practice 7 of them right now. Just try to work on 1 or 2. Or if you can do all of them, then great. So after 1 month later, you can make an appointment with me, or when you come to the temple, please talk about it. I want to hear how your practice is going really well. Okay? Okay, thank you. Tyler? If anyone want one more to take home, please.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Can I tell you why?
Can we introduce new people?
Yeah, let's do that. But first, I have to do this. Can I just tell you all why it's the greatest day ever? Because I've worked with this man for so long, and the monks have worked with him even longer. And there's this thing that happens in his presence. You always feel a little bit ashamed because he just seems so much more capable than you, so much better than you, so much wiser. But he totally messed up the chanting today, and I'm so happy.
That's true. I totally agree with you. It's so funny because now I'm traveling and I spent 4 months in Sri Lanka. I was chanting different rhythm. I totally I went out of track.
Exactly. And so just to ensure that we could pass on this joy, I just texted every monk that works with you, and they're really thrilled that they get to make fun of you. And in fact, a few of them have already responded. And there is quite a few comments about how old you are. So you may have a fun afternoon. Anyway, that was really great. So could we just take a moment to welcome our Sangha and any new people that be willing just to state your name so we can just say hello?
New people? Yeah.
My name is Nicole, and I'm visiting here from Seattle.
Welcome.
Thank you, Nicole.
Welcome.
And you're perfectly imperfect.
Please don't make him feel better. This is a sacred moment. We're talking about decades of shame. Like, let's honor this.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay.
Welcome.
Okay.
Yay.
Hi, I'm Lily. I'm his wife. I'm from Sri Lanka. It's really nice to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Anybody new? Yeah.
My name is Rick Moreno. I'm visiting my friend Gus from Milwaukee, and it's very nice to be with the Sangha here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm Kleena. I just moved to the area.
Hi,
Thank
Kleena.
you.
Welcome.
Anybody? Yeah.
I'm Sean. I'm visiting from Southern California with friends Tyler and Grant. This is really the first time I've been here.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And my name is Tara. I'm visiting from California.
Thank you.
And Tara turned 40 yesterday. She's entering the best decade of her life.
Yeah. I will give you a blessing after this.
Yay. Anybody else? Awesome. This is, I'm looking out and I'm a little bit emotional because this is so back to normal in some ways. I know there's masks on, but the size of this crowd is really remarkable after a year and a half. And the new people arriving is not something we've had because we did like sign-ups and you had to be in a lottery to come in. And this is just a really joyful moment for all of us. So we're really happy that you're all here, and it feels like a lot of progress. I want to talk about for a minute the retreat that we just had. So Bhante, Grant and I did a retreat last Sunday. I think I saw a few faces of people who were there. And it was our first in-person retreat, or Bhante's first in-person retreat, I think, since the pandemic, right? And a couple of things I observed. One was he was overcome with joy from the moment we started till the moment it ended. He was so joyful to be back with people and to be doing what his heart work is. And so it was really great to see that. And then we had some private time to talk. And really we got to reflect on the last year and a half of the temple and kind of what it's taken to steward this through such a difficult time, especially with our finances. Like figuring out how do we keep this building here when no one can use it. And if no one's coming in to use it and we pass a donation basket, how do we keep the lights on, right? It's been a really interesting experience kind of figuring out how to shuffle all those things. And one of the things that I've really learned from Bhante, and I watched him on Sunday practice something, and we have not talked about this, but I just observed it sitting next to him, is his ability to have a feeling and then observe that feeling as information, but not as evidence of the truth. Does that make sense? So we feel a certain way, and those feelings often, in my experience in my own life, become actions. And then I create a mess because I thought that a feeling was the truth instead of it just being information. And so while it's so joyful to make fun of him, and I hope I get to for the next 50 years, watching him do that, I felt like I was in a master class because I've not ever seen him make a mess from his feelings. And we've been together a long time in lots of precarious situations. And I've witnessed his feelings, I've sat with his feelings, I've heard his feelings and held him in those feelings, but I've never had to clean up a mess from them. Except for the chanting today, maybe. And so I'm saying that because it was a teaching that he taught through his behavior, not through his words. And it was just so beautiful, and I wanted to share that with everybody. And thank you, Bhante, for doing that. It's really a gift for all of us to witness. That led me to thinking about the temple and our finances, and this is such an awkward conversation for us. We hate asking for money and talking about money, and sometimes we really lean into the conversation around what it means to be generous and grateful. It's certainly generosity, the section that we read earlier about we believe, in extreme generosity to others by any means possible. Of course, generosity is a very broad word, right? There's a big definition for it. Generous with your heart, maybe generous with your eye contact, generous with your time, your hands, your talent, your skill, your money, right? Those are all different ways to be generous. And so we are trying to separate how things feel versus how things are based on Bhante's beautiful teaching to us. And here's what we discovered in reviewing the temple's situation since the pandemic started, is that the extreme generosity that so many people here have practiced for so long allowed us to build up reserves so that we were being really good stewards of those gifts. So my mom just walked in, the greatest woman ever. It's so nice to see her. And so we've been really good stewards of that money. I think that many people who follow Bhante know about his good works all over the world, all of the houses that we build, the wells that we dig, the $1 and $2 and $3 cups of coffee that we buy for people who need it. There's so many different ways. Our humanitarian projects surround the world. That's all amazing, but we do that secondarily to our first objective, which is this place. Because we know that all that can't happen if people don't have a place to come here and practice generosity, right? So what's happened is we really thrived during the pandemic. We were able to do amazing things. As the rooms emptied so that we could all be safe and honor each other and kind of meet our citizens' obligation to one another, we leveraged technology in ways that we hadn't before. So we live streamed over 380 meditations so far since the pandemic hit. And those started with 1 and 2 people. They were really bad. I think we turned off the sound a few times by accident. And then we bought some new equipment, figured out how to stabilize some things, got a little better, and then 10 people showed up. And by the end of the journey of learning, we were having thousands of people. This room can't hold thousands. And so this pandemic has had such a blessing for us because we've been able to reach an audience we never could have reached before. During the pandemic, Bhante got on Insight Timer, and just like his life always works and adds more shame to those of us who serve him, the staff has picked his meditations as like the staff pick of the week every single week since he started, I think. And so the reach has just continued to grow. But the evidence is that we were riding on a lot of those feelings. So we've been feeling really great, really grateful, and really safe. It turns out that's not actually based in evidence. Those are feelings. And so we sat down with balance sheets and reviewed the evidence. And the evidence is that all of that generosity did build up reserves. We were really careful, and we used them all to stay afloat until today. And so we've just been able to totally maintain our situation, and that is really great. We still have your generosity here to keep operating. We're in no precarious position. And so partly I want to say thank you for that, because this is a really hard job, quietly standing behind him, trying to keep his world afloat. And that generosity is the only way it could get done. We would like to rebuild those reserves that kept us whole and kept us able to serve so many. And so we're going to kind of just ask everybody to reconnect with what generosity means to you. And now that we can physically be together, like I said earlier, maybe generosity is your heart, your time, and maybe it's cleaning the bathrooms. We have one temple member who's, I think, cleaned the bathrooms every week for 10 years because she finds such joy in serving that way. There's so many ways to give, but we do need your financial resources as well. And so that comes in lots of ways. We get lots of Venmo donations. We get lots of people throwing money in a basket. But I always ask you guys to imagine running your household on money that may or may not just be dropped off. It's a really difficult thing. Even when more than enough gets dropped off, the uncertainty of whether it will be dropped off or not is really difficult for us. And we're asking for you to help create a little more ease by committing to a pledge. If you've been a regular donor financially and you're dropping it in the bucket, it would really help us if you could switch the way you give into a monthly pledge, because it allows us to really breathe and live with ease. That way we know what's coming in, and we might not even still have enough, but then we know what the gap is, and then we can create really good solutions for that gap. So Bhante, I see Tessa's here too. We have forms for the pledges, and so come see myself or Bhante if anybody wants to just convert the way they're giving to one that would cause us a little more ease. We'd be really grateful. And so see us, we have those forms, you can fill them out. You can give in any way. We have every electronic method to do it, and it's all set up. So that's really great. A couple of other announcements I have. A reminder that the back row, we have a couple people sitting there, is the space that we've dedicated for people who do not feel comfortable having their image on social media. So if we are ever taking pictures, and you don't want to be in those pictures, that's the place to sit. We find it almost impossible to ask consent, so that was the middle path that we found for consent. So just a quick reminder, since we haven't had to think about that in a year and a half, now we can, which is really cool. Monk, you want to talk about your sale?
You can, Tessa, you want to talk about it? Hi. Please come forward. Tessa, please come forward, otherwise people cannot hear.
Sorry. Hi, guys.
Hi, Tessa. Just so everyone knows, Tessa really runs this whole place.
Well, you're wonderful leaders.
We fight.
We'll save that for another time to talk. So Bhante has some wonderful choose-loving kindness merch. We have some people representing today, which I love. Steve and yes. So we've got his clothing marked down. So it's a really good time. Get your sweaters as it gets colder. September is usually another summer month, but anyway. So we've got the price chart on the table. Also, the proceeds do go to Bhante's
We have just a few extra Sri Lankan lunches. So those of you who've been around a while know that we have a commercial kitchen in the basement. We make beautiful Sri Lankan food. When I say we, I mean the monks mostly and some beautiful volunteers. And we do ask for you to those orders in advance, and so we sell lots and lots and lots of them, and people come drive through to pick them up. But we do have extra today beyond the orders. So if you didn't place your order in time and you would like that, they're single boxes. They're $10, and it's really great food. So that's downstairs. This evening from 7 to 9, we have a combined crystal singing bowl and gong meditation. You can register on Eventbrite or here in the gift shop, and those tickets are $35. This coming Monday, September 20th, Bhante will be leading meditation here at the temple. I should say Bhante Sujatha, from 7 to 8. And so what you're experiencing is we got him back from wherever he always is in the world, and we are forcing him to that cushion as much as possible so that you guys can have access to him, because we know that his time here is extremely limited, and he's going to be hanging from a tree in another country any moment. I think that's it. Does anybody else have any announcements that I've missed? Awesome.
Yeah, I am doing a beginner's class, I think next week. I can remember the date. The beginner's class.
Oh!
Yeah. Please.
Yes. Next Thursday, the 23rd from 6:30 to 8:30. See, we haven't been in person in so long, we forgot how to do it. Next Thursday, September 23rd from 6:30 to 8:30, Bhante will be leading a meditation for beginners class at the temple and on Zoom. Register for this on Eventbrite or at the gift shop.
Okay, that's it.